What is Guaning people? The one and only Natster here, live and direct and in full effect, baby. Yeah. Apologies for the lateness, but at the end of the day, lateness is greatness. It is what it is, you know, gymming and all of that, despite smoking. But talking of which, we are smoking the Chelsea could win a trophy. We need serious summer signings. And I tell you what, if them fuckers win the Conference League, after Maresca said himself, we're not in a title race, then it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good at all. We've got a fair bit to talk about tonight. I will be going into some rugby stuff as well as the Arsenal. What I will do is I actually start with the rugby stuff because I know most of you guys are here for the Arsenal, which is fair enough, and who we're linked to and all of that because the season's over officially. Big up to 4 live viewers at the moment. Whoa, big up Static. 3 likes at the moment. Yep, keep those likes and subscribes up. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it, when I'm live or when I post a video, either way. Comment, share if you want, you know the team. Yeah, 1-0, Real Betis. It's looking good. I mean, to be honest, if Tottenham and Chelsea win, yeah, like, they're going to be unbearable. I mean, Tottenham is bad enough, but yeah. It's almost like when you drop the standards, you get shit like this. Well, let's hope that Betis keep this shit up. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's hope and pray. You know what I mean? Before I get into the rugby talk, because I won't gloss over it, but I'll just go over it a bit. And also the Lions tour coming up this summer. I'm looking forward to that. My old man will be there. So kind of a bucket list for him. So he'll enjoy it. Other side of the world because it's in Australia. So I'll be watching that. All the best to the Lions, the British and Irish Lions. So that's England, Scotland and Wales and Ireland, for those that don't know. Yeah, even if you're not into rugby, never seen a game, have a look. Because that is the pinnacle. That is the Everest. Ultimate. And skill-wise, as a whole in general, rugby has gone up. You know, the entertainment, not there, not quite there as a whole. But again, you could say that about all sports. It's modern sports. You know, it's no different to football in that respect. Let's be real. AFC, big up, big up, big up, big up. Any Arsenal fans that disagree with TTs and an Arsenal fan they support, yeah. We know the deal, brother. We know the deal. We know the deal. After 5 years, this type of midfield Arteta has built, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Marino, Havertz. He's basically building Real Sociedad. He is basically building Real Sociedad. That's exactly what he's doing. That is exactly what he's doing right here, right now. Fat boy slim settings and all that. TT speaks the truth. He gets it. Won major honours or trophies either way at Arsenal. Arteta should have won a trophy in the last 2 seasons. Yeah, we should have won back-to-back-to-back titles, like Fergie. The problem is Lego Head's got the arrogance, the ego of a Fergie, but can't back it up, you know. And let's be real, he plays more Fergie-type ball than Pep-type ball. And let's be real, Fergie's ball was way better than Arteta's ever was anyway. I don't care about that 8 points clear season, especially because we didn't win it. We didn't fucking win it. Big up AJ. Big up AJ. Each and every single time. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to start with the Bath. Good old Bath. That's my rugby team. Bath Rugby, 1865 and all of that. What phase are they in? And it will circle back. Don't worry, people. They have won 2 trophies this season. 2 trophies. They won the Premiership Cup, like I mentioned before, the equivalent of the League and FA Cup all combined. They beat a team called Exeter Chiefs in their own backyard, Sandy Park, I believe it's called. And they won that convincingly. I can't remember the score. But anyone that is a rugby fan or just knows or watches a bit of rugby here and there, you can put it in the chat. Or do you know what? Fuck it, I'll look it up because I need to have the Lions squad in front of me because we're going to talk about that for a bit as well. Yeah, it's one of them ones. Like Bath are so clear at the top of the Premiership, okay, the Premier League equivalent. It's like laughable. I was at the final this time last year, basically. Start last summer. Lost to Northampton, just red card as well. Should have won the game regardless, even with that, down to 14 men, being a 15-man sport and all. And instead of Bath making all these excuses, but it takes time. Project Youth. Remember that one, guys? Project Youth and all that fucking bollocks. Yeah? No, they were like, fuck that shit. We're going to walk the Premiership. And once we get to the semi-finals, and they've qualified for a few weeks now, mathematically. They were clear anyway. Players like Finn Russell and that, de Glanville. Ballers. Absolute ballers. You've got Sam Underhill coming back from injury. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we actually doing here, people? Saracens coming up this weekend. I will try and watch that game. And then probably after that, I'll go make some time for gym. And that'll be more of a recovery because I'm going gym Friday. I'll have my rest day tomorrow. Them ones there, try to get on that level. Do you know what I'm saying? Improve my health, minus this, of course. But to be fair, the most that you'll see me smoking is on here anyway, regardless. But behind the scenes, off camera, I won't be smoking as much. So it is what it is, adapt, change, overcome, all of that shit. Something that Lego Head can't do. And remember this as well. Arteta himself was like, I look at other sports, watch other people, for inspiration, how to manage, how to be a great leader, etc., etc. Watch Bath Rugby. He clearly missed the memo. Bath have won 2 trophies. And it was the first time they won a trophy when they won the Premiership Cup since 2008. And that was a Challenge Cup. Then Bath won their first European trophy, again, since 08, after winning their first trophy since 08. That was 17 years, I believe. And it was against Lyon, the equivalent of the Europa League, UEFA Cup before that, etc. Do you know what I mean? And the Interfairs, that before it was the UEFA Cup. Because I know my shit, right? Bath could win a treble. Bath could win a mini fucking treble. While Arsenal, men's, because the ladies are European champions, right? We ain't getting shit, bruv. We ain't getting nada. That is for damn sure, people. That is for damn sure. That's my man AJ talking about. Yeah, Arsenal ladies manager said the Champions League is incredible, but also the ladies have set the standards and that they must win more. Exactly. Set the fucking standards. Elite mentality. We're going to see a lot of elite mentality. I'll be going to the Premiership final and Bath should be there. And if they're not there, I'll be a bit pissed off. I'm not going to lie. Because in the table, you've got Bath. You've got Leicester at the moment, who are second. We beat them last weekend. It was like 40 points to 15 or something like that. Close enough. And then it's Sale, who's third, and Bristol, that's fourth. So pretty much like the Championship, but it's the Premiership. And instead of 6 teams in the Championship, it's 4 teams. Semi-final and final. And there's no legs in the semi-final. It's just a one-off game. Now, you could argue they on the rugby side, they should play the semi-final home and away. But That's how it's always been. To be perfectly honest, I would for both games, if you're going to do a one-off game, I'm not against that at all. You know, less games. I mean, the players don't recover well enough, in my opinion, and even the modern science hasn't improved that. You know, obviously footballers complaining about too many games and shit, and yeah, they should be played on neutral grounds, just like the FA Cup used to be. To put it into context, yeah, from my perspective, that's just how I see it. And it's a Lions year this year, World Cup or Rugby World Cup rather, in 2 years' time, is what it is. The final will be mid-June. Twickenham should be a lovely day. Best believe that. Be looking forward to that shit. And I want to see Bath there and Bath winning it. Bath top. I will be doing a match reaction, probably the day after. Might live stream it, might not, but either way, stay tuned. There will be a video, at the very least, a day after. Expected Bath to be there, and whether it's Leicester, Sale, or Bristol. I mean, out of all those 4 teams, I would rather face. I'd rather face Sale, and then probably Leicester. Leicester have got the heritage, rugby heritage, mate. Bristol is a derby. Leicester's a derby, and Bristol play some great rugby. They don't have the best defence, but they play some awesome rugby, and they can score pretty much at any time. And in a final, you never know. Leicester have won recently, so that'll be a trick. I mean, whoever Bath plays, whoever we play, it's going to be a tricky game. But yeah, like, I'm looking forward to it. And also, I'm looking forward to watching Bath v Saracens, you know, before we find out who we're facing in the semi-finals. I will do a video on that at some point. I'll probably I will do a match reaction for Bath Saracens, because there's no more Arsenal. I will be doing some more, like, you know, summer signings and all that transfer malarkey, what we could do and what we couldn't do, just like tonight. But we will get into that a bit later. I just want to get through the rugby shit, because I know the majority are more here for the Arsenal and football talk and relating to Arsenal. But even with rugby, I can bring it back like my loco, innit? For damn sure. Big up Andre. If I got that right. Yeah, I agree with you. The Lions tour is going to be amazing. When they toured here in South Africa. Oh, so you're South African. Big up, my G. Yeah, I remember watching that. COVID wasn't great at all. Yeah. I will say this before I read the rest of it. They should have postponed that a year. They definitely should have postponed that Lions tour for a year. No fans. It just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same, because trust me, the Australia tour is going to be banging. Absolutely banging. We've got a great record against Australia compared to South Africa and New Zealand, as I'm sure you well know, Andre. But yeah, but De Boer won the Springboks that series, and Australia is not going to win that. Yeah, I agree. Australia have got better, because a few years ago they were in dire straits, absolute dire straits, with Eddie Jones and all of that malarkey, all clown show, bro. But the ARU, the Australian Rugby Union Federation, either way, they've got their shit together a bit, but it won't be enough. The English players that we got, Irish and Scottish, and maybe a few of the Wales. I mean, Wales have been shocking, and the WRU is absolute disgrace. I feel for all the Welshmen, like, and women and children, you know, have to go through that, you know, wooden spoon, finishing bottom of the Six Nations, you know, dark times, but they're going to have to rebuild. And yeah, also speaking of the ladies, they're about to buy their first player of the summer. Yeah, there we go. Australia have good players to build a team to compete against the Lions, but they can't play as a team. Yeah, so it's more individuals, not as a collective. Yeah, and that's the thing. Australia have always had ballers. The Springboks, like the Wallabies, have always had ballers. The Springboks have had ballers, and then the All Blacks, New Zealand, goes without saying. Especially if you know their rugby, want to do a little deep dive. Like they are basically the Brazil of rugby. That's the equivalent. Great comeback against England last year in the end of the tour. Late Jorgensen try. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. To be honest, the way I feel about our head coach, Borthwick, Steve Borthwick, I call him Bummy Borthwick. Same as Arteta, bruv. Just taller, lankier, dopier, dumber. And an absolute fucking prick. He's basically like Southgate and Arteta molded into one. Arrogant, narcissistic, but he's more level-headed than Lego head. Ironically enough. Like, this is basically where we're at. What I'm going to do, I would share the screen, but then this stream is just going to lag so much, and I want to get through this as swiftly as possible. So I'm on the website, and you guys, what I'll do is there's the fixtures. I'll put it in the chat. Andre and whoever else wants to look at it, I'll put that there. It's the best that I can do at the moment until I get a new Mac or a PC laptop, one that just runs smoother in it. I might have to get like a cheap, anywhere from like 250 to 500. It doesn't even have to be a gaming PC, but just good enough where I can stream, because like the CPU on that, like I've had this for ages, bro. But I'll digress on that. So we've got Argentina in Dublin. Yes, whereas before in 2013, Andre, you'll probably remember this, is we faced Argentina in Hong Kong. So very tropical weather, very humid. And then that's on the 20th of June, 8 o'clock UK time. Then we got Western Force a week later on the 28th at 11 UK time. That'll be in Perth, Western Force, Western Australia. And then July 2nd. I think all of these games from Western Force, up until the third and final tour, will be at 11. Okay, interesting. So Queensland Reds in Brisbane on the 2nd. The Waratahs in Sydney on the 5th. Brumbies in Canberra on the 9th. Invitational Australia and New Zealand. Oh, that's very interesting. In Adelaide, sort of like South Australia, Central South, like on the 12th. First test against the Wallabies, Australia, on the 19th. First, that'll be in Brisbane. First Nations and Pacifica, so Pacific 15. So the Pacific Islanders, Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, basically, in Melbourne. That's on the 22nd. Second test on the 26th in Melbourne as well. And then the third and final test is against the Wallabies will be in Sydney on the 2nd of August. Now, I'm going to go to the squad. Basically, just give me a moment. Oh, Jesus. Linesmen squad. Okay. Yeah. Gonna put this in the chat. And yeah. There we go. So you can see who's in the squad. Basically. Tyg Byrne, Ollie Chesham, Jack Conan, yeah. You're basically expecting most of the Irish boys to be in there. You've got the Tom Currys, Ben Earls, Tyg Furlong, Zaga Ferguson, yeah, Scott Cummings as well, pause. Atoje's going to be there, of course. Ellis Genge, I'm glad. I rate him. He's a bit of a baller, albeit a prop. McCarthy, Andrew Porter, yeah. James Ryan, Will Stewart, that's the forwards. Bundyaki, of course, I knew he's going to be. The Tommy Freeman, I'm not feeling, bro. Darcy Graham for me is a better option, much better option. You've got the Elliot Daly as experience, Gibson Park, He's on form, red hot right now, playing wise. Kinghorn and James Lowe, of course. Finn Russell's on there, baller. They had to update that shit because in the initial Lions tour, Finn Russell wasn't on there. And I was just like, are you fucking nuts, bro? Like, what is going on here? What's going on here? Best believe that. Best believe that. We got both of the Smiths, Finn and Marcus, England's fly half. Sione to Pelotu, I rate him, Scottish centre. And then you've got Thomas Williams and Dwayne van der Merwe, South African-born Scottish winger. Ringrose as well. Mitchell, yeah, fair, scrum half. Ringrose as centre. Finn Russell's fly half, absolute baller. Kinghorn, fullback. Yeah, like, I'm impressed. The only problem is there's going to be, and you've got Andy Farrell as head coach, and his son is that fucking prick, professional knob, Owen Farrell, who Andy Farrell hinted as him being backup. I mean, there is no shame. The biggest issue that I have with Andy Farrell is he will pick his son. As soon as there's an injury to a Finn Russell, Marcus, or Finn Smith, Owen Farrell's going straight in there, and you know he's starting. If Finn Russell's injured, he's definitely starting. If Marcus is injured, then Owen's starting. And I haven't really been keeping up with the rugby as much, but ever since England's, like, he should be nowhere near the Lions squad, not even as backup. Darcy Graham should be ahead of Tommy Freeman, to be honest. I mean, I've seen Tommy Freeman for England in the autumn internationals, the odd Premiership games here and there. He's not impressed me. Like, he's decent, but he ain't good enough for Lions level. He's all right for England, but yeah, we can do better here, boys and girls. Like, yeah, Simon Easterby as one of the other coaches, ex-Ireland flanker, Richard Wigglesworth, ex-England. Well, he's kind of like utility back, but mainly scrum half. He's an assistant coach. Yeah, so 5 assistant. Yeah. So, yeah, basically that is the crack. Pause. That is basically what it is. So that is the Lions tour in a nutshell. Gone through it. You know, really looking forward to that. I won't be doing watch-alongs per se, but I will be doing match reactions for it. They'll probably be pre-recorded. I might do a live one at the end of the tour, and then it will be like a deeper dive, breakdown. And I want to get Carl Walsh on that, big up, because he's a Leinster fan, and you know, being Irish, of course, you know, he'll be watching the Lions tour with keen interest, I'm sure. I will, more so from an England perspective, but British and Irish Lions is all 4 nations coming together. Pause. We're together, guys. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, but it's different. It's elite level sport. Don't know about the British and Irish Lions, do your history. Andre knows about it, even being South African. And big up to my G, yeah? Welsh rugby is absolutely terrible, man. Remember watching them win 6 nations. Now they are on a self, you know, a shell of their former self, basically, yeah. A bit like us. Yeah, exactly. Wales were winning 6 nations. Now it's more Ireland. Obviously, France won it this year. Not the Grand Slam, and the Grand Slam is where you win all the games in the 6 nations, which is basically the football equivalent of Euros, or the rugby equivalent of Euros, rather. They lost to England. France should have beaten England, to be fair. Wasted chances. Wasted so many chances. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, here's the fixture list for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, and here's the squad, the British and Irish Lions squad. So I've briefly gone into that, but Finn Russell has to start. If he's fit, he has to start, number 10. And I want to see Andy Farrell manage the health and fitness of these players. I want to see a tour for once. And Andre, even from a South African Springbok perspective, you'll adhere to this. I want to see these players managed when it comes to fitness. If there's any knocks and all of that, don't risk it. Rotate. Any players struggling with fatigue and all of that, take them off. Don't start them. I don't want to see any heavy training, lifting mad weights, especially the forwards, but even the backs. I don't want to see that shit. It should be light, if any weights. I wouldn't even do weight training on a Lions tour. You're doing that all fucking season long at your respective clubs, a little bit, or a bit rather, during internationals, autumn internationals, a few warm-ups here and there, but even with the warm-ups before a World Cup, a Rugby World Cup, but more so a Lions tour in this case, which is every 4 years, by the way. It's basically a Rugby Olympics. And Andre, you'll know about that. You'll absolutely know about that shit. But from your perspective, you only have to worry about, for the most part, your players being fit for the 3 tests, because you don't have to play as many games as the Lions do in a shorter space of time. But you know how it works, brother. You know how it works. Against the club teams, only the Brumbies, Force, and maybe the Reds will be interesting games. But the Waratahs the Waratahs. Because I've been watching a bit of Super Rugby Pacifica, because the box teams, they don't play in Super Rugby anymore. They play in the United Championship with Welsh, Irish, and Scottish teams, and I believe Italian as well. I believe. And then the French are they just have their league and they're in Europe and that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? So the French are kind of laughing at the moment when you really think about it. But yeah, that is basically the rundown for all the rugby talk. Got through that in about 20 minutes. I will be spending more time on it because there's no more football, and other than transfer talk, there's not really a huge amount on Arsenal. The only other football related will be the Club World Cup. I probably will cover that, maybe not, but football wise, it will mainly be Arsenal, summer signings, And talking of which, let me just what's his face? Just gonna have a look on here. Just look at Arsenal transfers. Yeah, the major one being Zubimendi. Apparently, it's a done deal, but we all know what that means, guys. A done deal is not a completed deal. AKA, terms have been agreed, but there's a release clause because every player in Spain has to have some kind of release clause. So it's clearly a done deal, not a completed deal, because I don't believe the release clause has been met, as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, guys. But we're linked to all these players. Initial split on the release clause for Gyökeres, and Man United are in for Gyökeres. No surprises there. But it's mainly Martin Zubimendi at the moment. Obviously, Jorginho's out the door. Tierney is basically out the door. In regards to all the other players, I'm not too sure. I'm really not that sure. But I know who I would get rid of. I was on Carl's stream last night. Big up, Gun Down UK. Hit 500 subs. Absolutely deserves it. What a geezer, fridge freezer and all of that, yeah. Putting in the work, doing his thing, right? And Aaron, Rashid, big up to both of them, Donnies, right? Big up to all the man, them. Lion Tex, Norms, you know the deal here, boys. And Jez was there, the Godfather. And of course, man like Northside, bruh. Man like Northside, yeah? Spitting absolute facts, yeah? Spitting absolute facts. You know what I'm saying? Basically, to sum it up, we need 7-8 signings minimum. I think Aaron said that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Talking about Jonathan David on a free, Sane's on a free, and Jonathan Tah. I would get all of them. bolster the squad, because remember, we got a thin squad, people. Yeah. And that's Legohead's fault, by the way, as you guys all know. Best believe that for damn sure. But yeah, this Martin Zubimendi thing, like, he's a good player. Don't get it twisted. He is a good player. But he's not going to take us to the next level. The elite title winning might be good enough to get us an FA Cup, League Cup, but not good enough for us to win the Champions League or the Premier League. Whereas a Gyökeres definitely would be. You know, them kind of players. A Florian Wirtz, who looks like he's going to Liverpool, and I'm gutted because then we still got pillow foot. He'll be captain until Lego Head gets fucking potted at this football club. But yeah, that's basically where we are. Like, Bert's got a hell of a job to do, man. He has got a hell of a job to do. But I tell you what, yeah, with all that knowledge, all that experience, great CV, as you top gooners like to say. But at the end of the day, I'm more interested at this moment in time who we get out, because we got a sell kind of deal before we could buy, because all that 350 mil, I'm not convinced. It's more like 100 mil, you know, net spend kind of deal. It's the same old bollocks. Let's be real, people. Like, it's the same old shit. Every summer, every single minute, every single second, this manager's here. It's costing us. It's costing us players, costing us trophies, costing us a league title. You name it, bruv. You name it. And I'm sick of it, man. I'm really sick of it. Oh, right. Okay. So you're an All Black supporter. But that's an interesting combination. South African and All Black supporter. But look, hey, the All Blacks, they're historic, mate. You know, club teams, the Sharks and the Hurricanes. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, mate. Mine's more like Arsenal, Bath. I went to Eden Park once, did a tour there, and I saw well, I was it was a school trip actually. Went to New Zealand, and I actually saw the Chiefs play. I think it was the Queensland Reds in the 2013 Super Rugby semi-final, and that was at the times that box teams were in the Super Rugby. I think no. It was just before Argentina were in the Super Rugby as well. So yeah, like that was a hell of an experience, you know. Yeah, Chiefs. That's fucking Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton in province of Waikato, I believe. But yeah, great experience, man. Great experience. Big up Andre, my fucking G. Putting in some great chats as well, my brother. Question: do you think we will ever win the league, seeing we're so close to winning, according to many people? Not under this manager. The sooner we sack Lego Head, the sooner we can start winning trophies, period. Not just the league. Because we are that close. And even with that donkey, certified fucking donkey, self-admitted donkey, Kai Havertz, right? Yeah. Pillow foot, Woda guard, missing guard, disappearing guard, fraud and deception guard, nicking a fucking living guard. We can go on. You know them ones there, right? Who else we got? We got Jesus. I don't think he's a shit baller, but this manager's ruined him. Have to rip up his contract, like Aaron said. And Tomiyasu. Jorginho's going. Thank fuck for that. Waste of money. Sterling. Fuck, it was a loan. But why did we bother? Why the fuck did we bother in the first place? Neto. We got the wrong Neto. He's fucked off, so we need a backup keeper. Get a Jack Butland. Fuck it, get a Jack Butland. Because Cole Hines should be second choice, then we can have Jack Butland as a third. Treat him like Scott Carson, basically. You know, he's got the Premier League, you know, experience and all that shit. We'll just have to see what's really going on. That is it. That is pretty much it. But the other players, who else do you have to let go? Um, I mean, Zinchenko is a tricky one because as a midfielder, even as a backup, I would keep him as a midfielder. Like Marino, if he's here for longer than this up and coming season, and the Sweet Prince, oh, the Sweet Prince, Calafiori, Calafagasi, more like, yeah, it's seriously not looking good, bruv, at all. Kivior has to go, big time, big time. I mentioned getting Oblak. There was a few that disagree, but I'll tell you what, Oblak is exactly who we need. We need a number one. Liverpool have theirs, Man City have theirs, both Brazilian, both the best keepers in the game. I'd say more so Alisson, but still, like, Oblak still has it, bro. You know, my GOAT is still Neuer. I'd rather Neuer even right now over David Raya. David Raya is the second choice. David Raya needs competition. I don't care if he shared the Golden Glove with Martin Sales at Forest, but yeah, that's what we're dealing with, people. That is exactly what we're dealing with, and I am sick of this shit. I'm really sick of this shit right here, right now. Fat Boy Slim settings, yeah. What do you make of our fans using our women achievements to mud Spurs' accomplishments? Yeah, it's all cope, mate. They are clutching at some serious straws here. They're getting beyond desperate now, brother. All trying to cover up for Arteta's shortcomings, aka fuck ups. Yeah, exactly. Like this is really and truly what we're dealing with, people. Really and truly. Like, it's not on. It's not on. Every single time, every single fucking time, right, that we get close to actually achieving something, even this season, as shit as we've been, the players don't step up, and the manager, useless, fraudulent, scumbag of a manager, always finds a way to fuck it up. Big time. Saliba will be gone. I don't want him to go, but he's clocked out. Skelly and Ethan, to be honest, Skelly will still be here because the manager plays him. You know, he likes him way more than Ethan. If I was you, Ethan, I'd leave. As much as I want to keep you here, but if I was you, Berta, I'd put him out on loan, knowing that you're going to sack this fucking scumbag, this fraud. And I'm not even going to call him a rookie anymore. He's been managing for 5 seasons now, coming up to 6. Been here 6 years by December. He should have learned by now, and he doesn't. Why? Because he's a fucking shit manager. That's exactly what it is, people. That is exactly what it is, right? And yet these fucking wet wipes, pussyholes, cucks in this fan base, they can't see the bigger picture. They're plugged into the Arteta matrix because they're worshipping, drinking the Kool-Aid, this Jim Jones, Captain Black looking ass motherfucker. Facts, bro. And I only speak facts about the club. You know what I'm saying? Big up, Andre. Like, you're definitely on point with these chats tonight. Have you seen the news of us giving the Conga an extension? Yeah, another player they're going to make an excuse for that he can do a job. We're probably going to give him an iconic number like Nketiah. Maybe. That's why I'm giving Berta a year. I think the only reason why, personally, if that is the case, we're doing that is because our squad is so thin and we need to get rid of a lot of players on high wages. Because Lokonga, hang on, let me check this. What is Lokonga on at the moment? Let me have a look at this. I don't think he's on the Arsenal one. Let me just give me a moment here, people. Right. Let's see, this is so slow, bro. So fucking slow. Okay. Right. These ads, bro, slowing my team down. Other ads, piss off. Okay. So if you want to look at Sambi Lakongas, oh, hang on. Oh, no. There we go. Yeah, do that. Yeah. Apologies for the lag. Apology just slows my machine down all the way. But basically, on loan to Sevilla at the moment, he'll be coming back. Of course, we know. Contract expires, in June 30th. So in about just over a month's time. He's on just over 60 K. Oh, hang on. What's that in pounds? 60K euros. Yeah, so he's on 50 grand a week. That's 2.6 million a year base. No bonuses. Yeah, it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good at all. Let's close that. And stream should be a lot better. But basically, Sambi Lakonga's on 50K a week. Now, if we renew his contract, I think if Berta is the guy that we all believe he is, for the most part, or I definitely do, right? It will be down to the fact that he's going to put him on a reduced wage by like 10, 15, maybe even 20 grand. So let's say 30K, for example, which is manageable, maybe even less, like 20. But then he gives him like a signing bonus of 100 grand to offset what he was getting. So, and let's say it's like a 3-4 year extension. Bert is looking at this like we need to get some money from these scrubs. Do you know what I mean? That's what Bert is thinking. That's what I believe, anyway. If I was Bert, I'd bring in Gyökeres, Jonathan David, Eze, Mbuemo, Guy, and Mitchell. Yeah, I agree. All of them. All of them. Get rid of some of the deadwood, including the likes of Zinchenko. If Partey goes, so be it. But then again, if we bring Zubimendi in, that means Partey's going. I just want to make that very clear. If Zubimendi signs for Arsenal Football Club, Partey is leaving. And then Zubimendi won't be on 200K. But if he is, I'm not too sure about that because he's good, but he ain't 200K a week's worth of good. Yeah, 1 year extension, so we can sell him on a 35K. Well, at the moment, from Copology, with the link that I put in the chat, he's on 50K at the moment. And when players go on loan, the wages is split. To what percentage, I'm not sure. Doesn't really say. But yeah. Big up BBK Sports. Not Boy Better No, but BBK Sports. Big up. Big up, big up. We can easily get 10 mil for Sambi. Yeah. I'd even take 5 mil at this point. Kivior, I'd take 10, 15 mil, maybe 20. We need to be getting money for these players. And some of these players, like the Tomiyasus, the Jesus, we need to rip up their contracts and take it out. Sack Lego Head is actually cheaper than getting in a lot of players. But like I said, Arteta ain't going anywhere in the summer. What will probably happen is he'll get potted by Christmas or just before Christmas. Yeah. that is what we're dealing with right here, right now. You know what I mean? That is what I want to happen. Andrea Mafioso Bad Boy Bert, mate. You know, this is basically Lego Head's last chance. The end is nigh. I said that on Carl Street. Big up, back once again for the Renegade Master. Best believe that. Lego Head ain't gonna get his own way. Best believe he ain't gonna get his own way. And I'm glad. This summer's gonna be very interesting. And I'm gonna enjoy it one way or the other. And people in the chat, this elite world-class level chat, don't let Arsenal ruin your summer, even if you don't follow other sports. I don't blame you. I don't expect you to. Far from it. You know, it's your life. Live it how you want it. You know what I'm saying? To each their own and all that. Yeah, I'm not watching the game at the moment, but I'm going to wrap up in about, let's say, 5-10 minutes or so, very shortly. I know it's not as long of a stream. Apologies for the lateness, but the next stream will be a lot longer. And I will schedule the time better. It's just, yeah, I was at the gym, mainly doing, you know, a bit of swimming and all of that, and recovery. And then I've got a proper sesh on Friday. I'm going to be resting tomorrow, relaxing, chilling, sorting a few things out. And yeah, basically do what I need to do, bruv. Other than that, life is pretty good for me, considering. And it's not looking good for Chelsea. But you notice, no standards, or you lower the standards, and they don't look like scoring. I will check the game out in a little bit. But yeah. You see what Tottenham did. You see what Andrew was saying. I win trophies in my second season. It's not like, oh, I try to, or I think, or I hope to do it. No, I do it. Manifestation, bro, very powerful. Like, I will become successful in the next 5 years. I will. Not I think, not I hope, I will. Take your opportunities. Be consistent enough. And I'm not even that consistent, but I'm getting there. And I'll be hitting the gym a lot more. And trust me, you will see the difference. One way or the other. Best believe that. You will see the difference. Right? So it is what it is. It is what it is, people. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably end this shit now. Try and watch the rest of the Chelsea game. Apologies, guys, but big up to everyone. Elite level chat. Like, subscribe. On the road to 100. We're on 70 at the moment. Get them subs up. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss whenever I go live or whenever I drop a video. Either way, comment, share if you want. Smoking that manifestation pack. You know what I mean? Proper Chelsea, en la basura, getting the bin and all of that. We love to see that, and we need that, especially with the scum down the lane winning. It's a big summer for us, people. Very big summer. We have to win a trophy. TT was basically saying that. I've not watched the whole podcast, but I will do. I'm just over 40 minutes in, so I've watched the rest of it. And you'll get my thoughts on it by the time I do my next live stream, which probably will be Saturday. It will probably be Saturday. So, yeah, look forward to that. I will schedule it after I've finished going live here very, 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 very shortly. And, yeah, big up to the real ones, yeah? it's not looking good for Lego Head, isn't it? You know what I mean? It really ain't looking good for Lego Head. But hey, we move, man. We move. It is how it is. This is how we're rolling. Guna Matata. That's a brilliant name. The Guna Matata. Da, 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 da. What a wonderful phrase. Yes, absolutely winning in life. Best believe that. You know, you do what needs to be done. You strive for excellence. The hard work takes care of itself. Yeah. Raise the standards, elite level mentality. Unlike this scumbag that's managing our football club into the gutter, setting us back 5 years. But hey, inshallah, Berta, we trust, at least for a year. This transfer window, January and next summer. After that transfer window's ended, then I'll judge him. Then I'll judge him, to be fair. I have been saying that. I've been saying it. But yeah, I will officially end it right here, right now. Fuckboy Slim settings. 5 live viewers peaked for a shorter stream than I do usually. Big up to each and every one of you. And yeah, keep it going, bro. Yeah, I'll do a much longer stream on Saturday, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm starving, bro. You know, generational stinker and hooked. But yeah, is what it is, people. Apologies, but yeah, stay tuned because there will be more content coming very, very soon. I will see you guys on Saturday. Big up and peace. Harteta out now.